Hello dear friends, welcome to Surendra aptitude classes. So today we will see equations which comes under algebra. So most of the questions in many competitive exams will be based on some wording. They will give some word format. We have to work out the question. So which can be done by improving your algebraic skills. So which purely deals with the equations concept. So generally equations are of three types: linear equations. The second one is quadratic equations. And sometimes we may deal with linear inequalities also. Inequalities. Now let us understand what is linear equation, what is quadratic equation, and what is an inequality. So any equation which is in the form of ax plus by plus c equal to 0, that is said to be a standard form of linear equation. For example, if I say a statement, a number is multiplied by 2 to get a number 16. That means a number x, this is multiplied with 2 to get the number as 16. So likewise, you can have some algebraic translations where we used to form linear equation from the given set of statement. So linear equations can be solved by using system of simultaneous equations concept that we will see in the next classes. So today we will see the basics of linear equations, what is the equation form of quadratic equation, and inequalities. The standard equation form for quadratic equation is ax squared plus bx plus c equal to 0. So here x squared coefficient is a, x coefficient is b, c is constant terms. So how to find out the roots or solutions or zeros? All three terms are same. Roots or solutions or zeros, all three are same. So any quadratic equation can be expressed in the form of x minus alpha into x minus beta equal to 0, where alpha and beta are the roots of that quadratic equation. So you can follow factorization method, or you can follow this formula if you don't know how to factorize the number. Minus b plus or minus under root b square minus 4ac by 2a. Now, so if you take the sum of the roots, alpha plus beta, the sum of the roots, you can write it as minus b by a, and you can write the product of the roots as c by a. So most frequently we can use these two terms, sum of the roots as minus b by a, product of the roots is c by a. So ax squared plus bx plus c, a is x squared coefficient, b is x coefficient, c is constant term. So this is a quadratic equation in single variable. Here x is the only variable. Now if you see a linear equation, it can be in two variables also. First, suppose if I write 2x plus 3y plus 10 equal to 0. This is a linear equation with two variables. Here x is a variable, y is a variable, 10 is a constant term. Now let us understand how to simplify two quadratic equations. For example, if I have the solution equation x plus y plus 10 is 0, that is one equation. Other equation I have, let us say x plus 2y minus 10 equal to 0. Let us take this is equation 1, this is equation 2. So for our understanding, I am taking a small example. Now I am trying to eliminate the value of x. So before eliminating, make their coefficients are same. If you want to eliminate x value, make x coefficient same. If you want to eliminate y value, make it y coefficient same. So this is y minus 20 equal to 0, y is 20. So when y is 20, what is x value? 20 plus 10, 30, x plus 30 is 0, x is minus 30. So this is the way of simplifying system of simultaneous equations. So we will make any one variable coefficient same, and then we will follow elimination process. If anything is in the form of 2x plus 10 is greater than 50, let us take a small example. So this is the inequality of greater symbol. Inequality symbols are different types: greater than, less than, equal to, greater than or equal to, less than or equal to. These are the most frequently used symbols while solving the questions in inequalities. So while solving inequality questions, we will follow one standard method. Convert all variable terms to one side and constant terms to other side. So send 10 to this side. So if we have any variables to this side, then we will send to this side. So 2x is greater than 5, x is greater than 5 by 2 here. So this is enough information to work out the questions on linear equations. I mean the equation part. I am arranging this. Let us have few more discussion about the numbers concept. I mean, there is two important terms. One is face value, the other one is place value. What is face value and what is place value? For suppose if I have a number 567, face value means the digit itself in a number is a face value. What is face value of 7? The face value of 7 is 7 only. What is face value of 6? 6 only. Face value of 5? 5 only. So this is the information regarding face value. Now coming to place value, its face value and its position. For example, if you take 567, this is units place, this is tens place, this is hundreds place, no? This is hundreds place. Now, to find out the place value of 567, what we will take is, you can write it as 100 into 5. 100 is its place, its position in the digit, sorry, in the number. 5 is its digit. Face value of 5 is 5 only, no? 100 into 5. What is the place value of 6? This is 10 into 6. What is place value of 7? 1 into 7. So, if you add, you will get the same thing. So, this is the place value and face value. Now, so if we have a number, let us take xy. So, how can we express in terms of face value and place value now? You can write this number as 10 into x plus 1 into y, because this we are trying to express in terms of place values. For example, if you have x, y, z, how can you write this number? The place value of x is 100 into x. The place value of y is 10 into y. The place value of z is z itself, 1 into z. No? Now, if I inverse, let us take inverse the number. You have the original number x, y, z. Now I am reversing the digits, units place and hundreds place. This becomes 100 into z plus 10 into y plus x. Now let us see a small discussion here. If I take the difference of original number and the inversion of units and hundreds place digit, what will happen if I take the difference of these two numbers? 100x minus x, this is 99x. 10y minus 10y, when you are taking the difference, 100x minus x is 99x, 10y minus 10y is 0, z minus 100z. Z you are subtracting from 100z, no? This is minus 99z. So if you take out 19 common, this becomes x minus z. So have a note of note, this is very important. Similarly, if you take xy minus yz, yx. Let us rewrite this one. So xy is 10x plus y, whereas yx is 10y plus x. Now, if you take the difference, what will happen, guys? If you take the difference here, the difference between original number and the reverse of the digit numbers, 10x minus x, we are taking the difference here. 10x minus x is 9x, y minus 10 by, this is minus 9 by. If you take 9 common, this is 9 times of the difference of tens place and units place. So this is the concept of place value and place value. So we will use this concept while doing some questions. Let us follow. Now, question number 1. This session is going to be very interesting, guys. The only thing is understanding of the question. Question 1. So I can read the question. You can follow the question at the bottom of the page. The question is, a painter charges $12 an hour, while the son charges $6 an hour. If father and son work the same amount of time together a job, how many hours does each of them work if their combined labor charge is $108? And the options are 6, 8, 9, 12, 18. We have 5 options: A, B, C, D, E. So let us understand the question now. So we have 2 persons. One is father, the second one is son. I'll tell you both traditional method as well as shortcut also. This is traditional method. I mean forming an equation from the given set of statements. We'll follow statistical method also. How to do the same question? Exam strategy. Now let us do traditional method. Father charges $12 an hour, while son charges $6 an hour. Now, if father and son are working for equal number of hours, so father is working for X hours, son is also working for X hours. But the combined labor charge for father and son is totally $108. Then how many hours does each of them are working? What is X value here? For each hour, father will charge $12. For X hours, he will charge 12X. For each hour, son will charge $6. For X hours, he will charge 6X. This is totally 108. So 12X plus 6X is 18X is 108. What is X now? X is 6. 18 is 6 are 108. So each of them are working for how many hours, guys? They are working for 6 hours. Now how to think in statistical manner? So check with middle option. So father charges $12 an hour, while son charges $6 an hour now. If you make the sum amounts of both the persons, that has to be equal to $108. That is the total labor charge, no? If you say father is working for 9 hours and son is working for 9 hours, what is the total combined labor charge for father and son? 12 nines are 108, 6 nines are 54. It is exceeding the value, no? Father itself is getting 108. What about the son? If you add the son's amount, this will be more than 108. So this is not our case. Now you may confuse whether to increase the value or decrease the value. So if you increase the value, this is going to increase further, no? That means we have to decrease the value. Check with $8, so 8 hours each. 12 8s are 96 rupees, I mean $96. 6 8s are 48. This is also somewhere more than 130, no? But here labor charge is only 108, so that you can tick mark $6. You can cross it. 12 6 are 72. 6 6 are 36. What is the total combined labor charges? 108, no? Likewise, you can cross it the answer also if you are unable to form a linear equation. Let us go through it once again. Now, second question. Now, the second question is, Anurag has 5 times as many marbles as Sudhir. If the difference between the number of marbles with them is 64, what is the total number of marbles with them? So let us understand the question. We have two persons, Anurag and Sudeep. The number of marbles with Anurag is 5 times the number of marbles with Sudeep. So do you know how many number of marbles that Sudeep has? We don't know. So take it as X marbles. Now Anurag can have 5 times as many as he has, no? So Anurag can have 5x. But now he is telling that the difference between the number of marbles of Anurag and Sudeep is given as 5x minus x. The difference between the marbles is given as how much? This is 64. So 4x is 64, x is how much? 16. But what he is asking what are the total number of marbles with them. Total number of marbles means Anurag marbles plus Sudeep marbles, which is 6x now. We have to find out 6x. What is 6 12s? Sorry, 6 16s? 96 is the answer. A simple application, guys. Next, question number 3. Next question is, the sum of two natural numbers is 16 if the sum of their squares is 130, which is the larger number. So we have two numbers. Let us take A and B. What is sum of these two numbers, these two natural numbers, given as 16? Or also you can also take it as the sum of two numbers is 16. If you take one of the number as A, other number has to be 16 minus A, no? As I have written the previous statement. In the previous statement you have written this one, no? What is the statement? The sum of two natural numbers is 16. So what would be the other number? This is 16 minus A. Instead of writing these statements, if the number is, the sum of two numbers is 16. If one of the number is A, by default other number has to be 16 minus A. Now, so these two are the numbers we have. And what is sum of their squares? A square plus this number square, 16 minus A whole square. The sum of squares of the two numbers is given as 130. Then we have to find out the larger number. So if you expand the formula, this is A square plus, this is A minus B whole square, no? A square plus B square minus 2AB. 2 into 16 into A. 2 into 16, 32 into A, 32A. This is 130. Now let us do a small simplification. A square plus A square is 2A square. This is minus 32A. If you take 130 to this side, what is 256 minus 130? This is plus 126 is equal to 0. Now let us divide with 2. If we divide with 2, A square minus 16A plus 63 is equal to 0. Now, how to solve this question now? How to solve this quadratic equation? We will follow factorized method. So, what is the factorization method is? So, to apply the factorization method, we will take care of the unit, the coefficient of A square has to be 1. Then, the C will be the product of the roots. So, we have written a formula, alpha into B is C by A, alpha plus B is minus B by A. So I am trying to do like this. So as we know, 9 and 7. 9 7s are 63. 9 plus 7, 16. But here it is minus 16, no? Let's put a sign, minus sign here. Minus 9 to minus 7 is 63. Minus 9, minus 7 is minus 16 only. So you can divide this as A minus 9 into A minus 7 equal to 0. So when you have the product of two values is 0, either your first number can be 0 or second number can be equal to 0. So here A equal to 7, here A equal to 9. So what is the largest number, guys? The largest number is A. So when you don't have the options, when you don't have the multiple choice options, we should work out like this. But when you have the multiple choice, it's always better to check with options only. How to check the options? Let us see. If we have the same question in exam, how to do? First, suppose if we have the options like 9 and 7, as we already know, 2 and 14, 6 and 10, 8 and 8. Let us say. So if you have the options like this, how to work out now? So if you see all the options, the sum of the numbers is 16 as given. But the sum of squares of the numbers has to be 130. So if you see 8 plus 8, 16 satisfies. What is 8 square plus 8 square? 64 plus 64. This is 128, no? Is it satisfying 130? No. This is 10 square is 100. 6 square is 36. The sum is 136. Is it satisfying the condition? No. Check with second condition. So 14 square 256. Sorry, 14 square is 196. 196 plus 4. This is 200. 14 square is 196. 2 square is 4. Sum is 200. Where sum is 130 only. So the only option is, see how simple the question is. So but all this method you have to do when you don't have options. But when you have the options in exam, it's better to go like this. It is very simple. Next question number 4. The question is, the difference between a 3-digit number and the number obtained by interchanging the digits at hundreds place and units place is 198. If the sum of the digits at hundreds and ones place is 4, find the digits at hundreds place and units place. So, if you see the question, we will have a 3-digit number, x, y, z. Now what he is telling is, the difference between a 3-digit number, this is a 3-digit number, and the number obtained by interchanging hundreds place and units place. So we are changing the positions of x and z. The difference between these two is given as how much? 198. And one more observation is, if the sum of the digits at hundreds and units place, what is the digit at hundreds place? X. What is the digit at units place? Z. The sum of these two is given as what, guys? This is given as 4. Then we have to find out what is the digit in units place, what is the digit in tens place. So as we discussed, if you take the difference between a 3-digit number and its reversing, the difference will be 99 times now. Z by x is 99 times the difference between x minus z. So we have discussed this point at the beginning. If you want, let us see one more time. This is 100x,